Aussies. Boom bam. Hello, everyone. Ethel Chamomile here. So let me show you the game. Hello? The game is not showing. Why? Nandiana. Jamar? Huh? Oh, there it is. Okay. Does it show? Yeah, I have to I have to read the comment from phone, because if I out up here the thing will go nothing. Okay. Ethel Bremer turned to mush if she plays 48 hours straight. No, I'm not gonna play 48 hours straight. I already have 48 hours plus in this game. Hello, Rafi. Hello, Mim. Hello, guys. Map. Imam. Hello, Asa. Hello, Jacob. Hello, Arin. Hello. Howdy. I thought I was kicked out by the institute. No, I thought I was joining the invasion. Hello. When you at the start the stream, shut it. You can see the gameplay start. Sintel, big tell. 48 hour stream janai. Okay. So, in this here stream we gonna huh? What does it look like then? Oh, it's open. Okay, so welcome everyone. Ethel Chamomile here. In this stream, I'm going to show you what 48 hours playtime in Fallout will look like. Like what kind of ability you have, how strong you become, this kind of thing. And also I'll show you how I try to make my own story and to role play more. Yeah. So yeah, this is my character. She's a female girl. And I'm currently at level 41, so pretty big level. And like my character specializes in pistol and vets. And here I have like some legendary weapons, and my main weapon is plasma pistol that also does radiation damage. And here are the armor that I'm currently using. I'm using modern armor. I got it from the Far Harbor DLC. Oh, 69 for 20 hours stream, Chota. Pistol, ikuza. Ethel pro player. Yes, I'm pro player. I can go esport on this game. Pistol has created the main story? No, not yet. Chanta, why is there two S? I don't have two S. name is Pista, not Pista. Female girl. The same Tata said RPG. Why Pista using your pistol? Shut up. That using mod. I use some mods. The mods I'm using is obviously the enemy girl mod. And also I'm using oh yeah, the green mod. Purple wine. Headbed, welcome. Stay safe. Thank you. Animal for life. Yes. So you see, I have mod that makes the place green. So now, I have what is it called? There are more grass and trees and stuff. My companion is dog meat. The dog. It's kind of the night time right now. If I'm not mistaken, there are some enemies here. Let's check it out. Tanama! Oh, there is. Hello. Hi, bro. Come. Splish. I didn't even move. Ta. Woof. What do you want, doggo? What does thou want? Ooh. Iguana on a stick. Hi. It's nighttime right now, so let's sleep. I kinda feel sorry for the cat if I sleep here. Like, there's a freaking corpse and there's glue. There's goo, but whatever. Sleep. Yeah. I just slept in there. I just slept in the goo. I think I need to reset my vision. Huh? There you go. Dog meat. Pet. I think I also installed a mod to pet the dogs, but somehow it doesn't work. Some greenery merged with Skyrim, I see. No. Wakasu, hello. In an RPG, what style of level scaling do you prefer? It's not having a set level range or the whole world scaling to you. I prefer the zone leveling. It's more realistic, I think, and it's more challenging. So here's the thing, right? If the whole world scale the level with you, right? Bethesda is very notorious with this. So, for example, in this game, right? Deathclaw is supposed to be this very terrifying, like very strong enemy, right? But since it scales with the level scales with your character, you can actually, when you meet the Deathclaw, its level won't be like too far from yours, so you can actually fight the Deathclaw if you're clever enough. You can actually it's not terrifying anymore. The Deathclaw becomes just another enemy, but slightly harder. That's it. But if the levels are fixed, like in New Vegas, the Deathclaw, they can kill in one hit. So it makes them very terrifying until you get and you will want to avoid them until you get to higher level. But in this game, if you see a Deathclaw, you can just go and fight the Deathclaw, and you'll, although it will be hard, you will most probably win. That's the one of the downside. The second downside is the in Oblivion, for example, so there's this cave that you go into, right? It's supposed, let's say it was I read it some from the internet somewhere. So like let's say there are at first when you enter it's goblins, right? And then you kill other goblins in this cave. And then you go up, you level up more, and then you come back. The goblins are all gone. Now they're replaced with trolls, which is much higher level. So it kinda make the whole leveling up pointless because the enemies will get stronger as well. You know what I mean? You get what I mean? Berapa settlement 68 planet? Aku belum mainin yang settlementnya. Address full of good. You. Kuta. Pista. Chata. Still keep standing. Ethel want to fight back talk make talk. It doesn't like it. No. Alright, did it back then. Oh, was a hunter kind of scaling. What kind of scaling did they do? Fallout 4 must be a great actor. Oof oof, Mixie boy, hello. I played Ethel for 2 years and it's so fun because Fallout moments. They punish the player for grinding. This show? The one in the Witchcraft quest caught me off guard on the level though. Oh yeah, the Witchcraft. So people say that Fallout 4 has weak story and all, right? Yeah. If you compare it with like with the likes of like New Vegas and stuff, it will be kinda weak, I guess. As in like doesn't really have that much roleplay. How do I do this? Roleplay chance, I would say. I don't know. Basically, yeah. If compared to the likes of New Vegas, it is kind of weak. But there are some fun quests here in this game as well. Like for example, the Witchcraft in the Witchcraft house thingy, right? Oh no, I'm dying. So, Uso da! Uso desho. What? Uso desho. So basically like, the game suddenly becomes a horror game, which is very nifty. Yeah, die, you punk! Let me take care of this first. I hit dog meat. Yeah, die! Die! 死ね！あ、クソやらー。クソやらー。I gonna kill him again. I gonna quick look just to kill him again. You done kill Ethel. Ethel hold grudge. Yeah, it's shit. Yahaha. Where they at? There's one more. Yeah! Got him! Oh, he got 2 fusion core! Holy moly, nice. Fighting Gatling laser. Wow. Yeah! Desecrated! Desecrated! Die! Wait, what? Oh my god! It used fusion core? 嘘でしょ？ちょっと待って。This weapon uses fusion core. How? Shoot! Oh yeah. Punish the player for grinding. The one at Mr. Sky. Oh yeah, the one. So basically, you get into this building and it suddenly become like everything become horror, very eerie, and there are signs of a death claw in there. But the way the class the class make it. It was dark and like the Deathclaw was made out to be like this mysterious monster. Even though you already faced Deathclaw and you probably already killed a bunch of them, but they managed to somehow make the Deathclaw scary in this one particular mission. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty neat. It's like FF more higher level, more powerful than enemy. Yeah, I don't really like it when the enemies scale with me. Deep pistol. Now here is another game dev topic for you, Ethel. Do you prefer player voice line for the dialogue or just the NPC? This one is kinda... This one is kinda hard, huh? Okay, I think I actually prefer the one where the player character also like is also voice because I don't know, because it for example in this Fallout 4, right, I kind of like feels more, it kind of feels like the main character is also part of the world, kinda like like a person basically, because she feels like a character because she's voice and she talks. She actually has lines, you know, instead of just me selecting, you know, some dialogue options. But the downside for that is sometimes the way the character say the line is sometimes it maybe isn't what you have in mind. Other times, and then the downside is because of the character has to be voiced. That means it is more likely that there won't be as many dialogue options because, you know, someone has to voice that dialogue, you know. And voice actors, they're you have to pay for them. The fancy is incomplete time, so what's your take on that, Ethel? It's both okay and not okay. It's okay, I think, because you have to actually do fast in feds, and sometimes the enemy can get behind walls meanwhile you're in a fed. So yeah, there's there are time limit on the feds, so you have to act faster. And but the no part is, that's also exactly why I think it's a no. Because I want the full time, so I want to strategize, damn it. It's hard to explain myself. I'm just kidding. Basically, the equipment gives you stats you can't level up and become too OP. Right, that's what you mean here. I know what you mean. Like, you have to get... I don't know if it's still the same or not, but basically, for example, you have to get level 10 strength, for example, to actually get any benefit from that stats or something. I don't... At least that's what I think that's how it works in Monster Hunter 3. Mama, hello. I thought it's two gamers shooting off the beams. Hell yeah. It does not sell but core. There's some peace there. Sup, I'm seeing. Hello. Have you tried Remnant from Ashes? You got some more scaling. Remnant from Ashes. Remnant from Ashes. Oh! I do have the game. I do have this game, but I haven't played it. I know some people prefer the player not being voiced because of the RP aspect, and also the modders prefer it because it's easier to work with too. Yeah, that's also the downside of it. It becomes harder to expand because it will feel weird if the characters are suddenly not voiced, right? And there, like I said, there's also the thing about the character may not be saying the line as how you expected them to say it, right? So yeah, I understand the why some people don't like it. It is a nice addition, but yeah, it's kind of a yes and kind of a no kind of thing. Well, I'm a casual, so I actually like it when it's voiced. Quick, Axel, hello. Okay, what was I talking about? Alright! Okay, so, speaking of RP, here's another way for me that I play, Fallout 4. As you know, the RP on this game is lacking, right? I gotta admit it's kinda lacking. it doesn't have as much options, and your choices, they most of the time they don't really they don't really matter, right? Or it does matter, but it just the effect isn't, you know, isn't so big as you change the whole story kind of thing. But so here's another way for me to enjoy it. I just make my own story kinda, and I'm acting out the character that I'm playing. So for right now, for example, right, I'm playing a character, a mother, right? Because that's how the main story is. I'm playing as a mother that is looking for her son. She's I'm making her this kind person that cannot help but to help people in need, right? And you know, basically the good person, the generic good person. Okay, so but she was very focused to finding her baby. That when President Garvey offered her to become the Minuteman general, she refused because she didn't want the responsibility of being a general, because she was still looking for her son, and she already had lead from Mama Murphy to go to Diamond City, right? Okay, so she just hurried to Diamond City, and then things went by. She met other factions, yada yada, blah blah blah. But she didn't want to join any of them. She didn't join the Brotherhood, she didn't join the Railroad, because all she wanted to do was to find her son, right? She was a nice person, she helped them with their problems at the moment, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to make it her problem as well, if she can help it. But until oh yeah, this is basically like spoiler then. Until at one point she had to choose between these three factions to build the teleportation device that can teleport her into the institute. Then she had to choose between these three factions, right? So at first she wanted to choose. Actually, hold on. I think I remember. Oh yeah. So she weighed her option. She immediately pushed away, exclude the Minutemen from the option, because like the Minutemen didn't really have anything to do with the institute as far as she knows, right? And then that only leaves the railroad and the Brother of Steel. Now the railroad, Yaba. Now the railroad, she first tried to go to the railroad for help, because the railroad, they deal with institute a lot, right? But seeing how their technology is kind of lacking, she decided to go to the Brotherhood. Another reason for me to choose railroad first was also because I wanted to get this weapon. And I just make it into her, like, try to integrate it into her story. Attacking habit. It totally has another experience, yeah, but not how to put the role players one. Thing is, I don't think you can replace the Minuteman position. You can actually, you can just say no. And when Preston won't be bothering you at all until you say yes. Spoil Ethel! Even the game doesn't like Ethel spoil the main story. Zero, hello! Was that mine also part of the script? No! Right, okay, so... she ended up joining the Brotherhood of Steel. And then things happen, then she gets her teleporter device and then she teleports into the institute. And then she finds out that her son is actually 70 years old and that he is the boss of the institute, right? So, at this moment, at this moment, I would say that this mother is like, she is very glad that her son is safe, but at the same time, she is also conflicted because her son is the bad guy, right? So and now because of that, she at first she wanted to help her son because she saw how the institute had the technology and all, and because Sean is her son, so he wanted to help. So he helped for a bit hesitantly, though she was still against the idea until the Bunker Hill battle, right, where a lot of people die and all that. And so in my head canon, I made it so that she was like, no, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not gonna get involved in this thing anymore. And so she decided to free the Sins in the Bunker Hill, and then she had the debate. She had a debate with her son, but instead of you can actually at that point you can actually make the whole institute becomes your enemy, right? But instead of that, at first she was already like determined that she was going to leave the institute, right? But when she was about to do it, she had cold feet because she finally find her son, right? She doesn't want their relationship to break down, so to break down just like that. So she said she was sorry and all that, and then the son went back into the institute, right? She was invited to a meeting in institute with the bosses basically, but she chose to from that point just stay away from institute, railroad, and brotherhood. She doesn't want to have anything to do with them anymore. And then now she decided to because she already achieved her goal, finding her son and making sure he's safe. And so now she is exploring the wasteland, right? She was exploring the wasteland to see if to become a hero basically. Just trying to survive, and see if anyone needs help, then she will come to help, kind of thing. But she's not joining the Minutemen yet. She's not joining the Minutemen because that's not really what she wants to do. She now actually hold on, yeah. She now wanders the wasteland, but she doesn't have purpose anymore. So she just wanders around and help people in need when she finds them, that kind of thing. Question 3. Do you think having both gender option in an RPG is very important, or do you think just having a set gender is as good? It's not, I wouldn't say important, like you have to do you have to have both genders, but it would be nice if I can select whether I want to play as male or female, because I usually play as female. But I also don't really mind having the having like fixed gender. But here's the thing though, that would also fall into like whether I like the character or not, So for example, a lot of JRPGs, the main character is fixed as this young anime boy, right? And he'll get harem and all that stuff. And I'm not really into that kind of thing, so I'm staying away from that just because it doesn't matter how good people say the story is or and stuff, right? But just because I don't like the main character, I'm staying away from it. So I guess I would prefer. It's not important. It's not as if like, oh, this has to be a thing. But it's more like I prefer if I can choose my own, choose my own main character, or yeah, I have prefer. Better yet, if I can make my own character, character creation. Is there an alternate stat mode in this game? You can immerse your router to the next level with it. There may be, I don't know. Asking it all the hard question. Imam, gamarimasu. Shout out to RPG that doesn't have gender lock equipment. Yeah! Too long didn't listen, but adult kid. Shut up! There's a fun story. Thanks for this metal. Time to smile. Hey. Yeah, basically I play around with the character's personality, and I just imagine what she's experiencing at the moment, and then I act accordingly to that. And honestly, the premise of Fallout 4 kinda set up a good setting for that, because I don't know, it just feels like Fallout setting is maybe because it's kind of more bleak and like solitary, I guess. That's why it feels the setting feels more suitable to explore the main characters, like inner thought and like inner conflict and all that. So yeah, she was wandering the wasteland, aimless, right? And then she got into the Far Harbor DLC, and in Far Harbor, she got into this whole, having this whole triangle war, having to side with one faction. It's basically the same situation in Commonwealth in the main map. It's basically the same situation where she has to choose between one faction in a three-way war, but this time she doesn't have any bias. She doesn't really have to be afraid, to be scared of, because there's nobody in any of the factions that is like her family or anything like that. If anything, they're more like friends and acquaintance and like people, basically. So in Far Harbor there are three factions. First of all, the Far Harbor people, the natives, they are just there for trying to survive. The second is the what's the name again? The Acadia. It's basically a heaven, a settlement of sins, basically. And then there's the children of Ethel. Is basically like dangerous, religious fanatic that worship Federation. They're kind of dangerous to have around, but so basically, yeah. But she was, she got roped into the situation. Things happen, and then she decided to take the most peaceful outcome and have all three factions live in harmony, even though she has to replace their leaders with synth so that the leaders can be controlled right by the Acadia so that it makes sure that the factions live in peace. Now, that is a very questionable decision, of course, because like it's basically like controlling and all that. But in her mind at that moment, she is like she wants peace. Basically, she just wants everyone to get along and all that. She's very idealistic about it, right? And then she returned to the Commonwealth, and now she's just walking around to. Is she still aimless? She's still walking around to trying to survive, to see the world, basically wandering, maybe to find herself or something. Now, what my plan for this character is... Okay, hold on, let me read the chat. In JRPG, usually use a kind selection, but they look in the scientific, so you have different impression about them. Oh, I don't know the I think most modern JRPGs don't really let you do that. For example, like Xenoblade or something like that. Ryan, howdy Ethel, I love you, cute, and you're cute, thank you. This message is brought to you by Ethel Chamomile VTuber channel LTC Joto. Ethel hit 3-some yabe, oi! Ethel, do you intend to design this character fit to the lore of this world? I mean the pistol? Huh? The name pistol. They ignore the name. But yeah, I was trying to fit the character into the lore of the game. Sorry, Ethel, I already finished that for Harbour Cola before fighting Kellogg. I haven't even finished the main story. I decided that the character doesn't want to finish it just yet. Question 4. In quite a lot of RPGs, codes have stats assigned to them, and a lot of people wonder what gives them the best stats. Do you think in RPG you should be able to make any armor have any stat? That would actually like take away the fun of finding for example like a legendary piece of armor. You know, it's gonna be like you're gonna feel like it's gonna be like feel weird, you know. I don't think that's a very good idea. Question mark. But there should be like they should allow you to have like a transmog feature, so to change the appearance of a gear, of like the appearance of any equipment to any other equipment, but keep the stats kind of thing, you know. So the stats they can be like they can still have its equipment can still have its own unique stats. And player can't just create an equipment that has like and add any stats that they want, but at least it will look like they want. You thought when the fascism the friendship ended. No, my breaks Ensign, I love you. See you, I love you too. Thank you for dropping by. Modern Veranda Emblem has a character creation, but the old one don't. Yeah, I was talking about the old one then. The modern one, yes, they do have that both character male female. Because the best option is having a custom system, so you can assign outfit that cover armor. Yes, I agree to that. A fellow side quest cleaner. Famous JRPG don't have characters since it was young age, Jota. So yeah, so my plan with this character, is, so she gonna have to eventually finish the main mission, right? The main story. But to push her to be able to fight Sean, something has to happen to her. So for now, what I plan for her is she already saw in Far Harbor how people are struggling in this wasteland, right? People struggle in the wasteland, and then she also see how the institute are making are making problems basically. So she sees all of this, but it's not enough yet to make her want to fight Sean, right? She's still this idealist woman that believe that everything can be solved like peacefully and without without bloodshed, without anyone basically having to lose. Doesn't matter what doesn't matter the way. Now I don't know how the Nuka-Cola how it'll be in the Nuka-Cola, but I think it will if I'm not mistaken, it will involve like slavery and things and whatnot. And then she maybe in the Nuka-Cola where she will find this basically something to move her, to change her perspective that it doesn't matter, like not everything can be solved peacefully kind of thing. That someone has sometimes someone has to affection has to be destroyed for the sake of everyone else kind of thing. And after she sees that, right, maybe she'll like break down for a bit or something, and then she will decide to join the Minutemen finally, because she wants to help people. She wants to rebuild, because like there are also these like raiders and stuff, and the Minutemen is like the most neutral faction. She still doesn't want to have anything to do with the whole institute thing. So, yeah, but she already has this notion that sometime drastic action must be taken kind of thing. And then eventually the Minutemen will have to fight the institute, right? And at that moment she will finally decide that there is no other choice, that she will have to fight her own son. And then blah blah blah, the story goes on. And then that also means eventually she
Hail, friend, it is I, Man, defender of freedom and justice in the Commonwealth and across the globe. Together with my stalwart friend, the Silver Shroud, we will overcome all foes. But I must away to victory!
To victory! Go, Man! Can I talk?
Excuse me.
Evil beware!
Evil beware! Good luck, Man! So yeah, after having to kill Sean, she gonna break down and things, and she will have this drastic personality change, I guess, and she will return to Far Harbor to blow up the children of Ethel, because drastic measure has to be taken. That's her to preserve the peace for the most optimum, to preserve the most optimum peace. That's what her new mindset will be basically. Yeah. It's kind of like edgy story. Edgy talk. Is this World War III simulator? Jata! This is fun interviewing Ethel. I should do this more. Y'all! Get the creation. They also had that they have this transmog stuff to know that the RPG have it. Right? it should be a standard thing. Dozens of people have to die for her to make up her mind. Typical women. Shut up! Ethel finds on Steve finally went into puberty. What? Ethel makes story-based game. Yeah, I do plan to do that. Man, it's tough, so AG. So yeah, in the end, she becomes kinda broken, I guess, and then I don't know how it gonna go from there. But basically, that's gonna be, that's the plan I have for this character, and that is how I'm trying to enjoy the role-playing aspect of this game. Just make my own story, make my own character, like play with the personality, play with the actions and inner thoughts and all of those, you know. It's pretty fun. You killed her. Well, duh. Yeah. What do you guys think? Though I kind of you actually did anyone actually listen to my rambling just now? It's an attack though. It's dog versus dog. Da. She died it. He died it. Wish. That bandana. It also tried to make her character connect to the main story. I see. Yes. It's a Chamomile story mode. Let's go. On the third day, this alternate start mode, so my character won't get tied to the main story. Ah, there's also one way to play it. Like, in Skyrim, for example, right? You're supposed to do the to become this dragonborn and all that stuff, right? But in Skyrim, I actually tried to make my character like pull my character away from the main story, right? Without using the alternate start mode. And the way I do that is because so after the character escape from Helgen, instead of going with Hetvar, because I chose to follow Hetvar, my character ran the hell away because I made it so that she felt like she went like I'm running away. This guy tried to arrest me. I'm not staying you know, and I'm gonna just stay put, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, she ran away, and then she also actually had the reason why she came to Skyrim, and that reason was because she she wanted to become a mage, and she heard about College of Winterhold, and that was her first destination. So I just didn't do the main quest, but the main quest actually still kind of connect to the story, right? Because
yes,
to the character story at least, because you know, she did see the dragon and all that. She just didn't go to Wadan immediately to report the sightings. It's kind of if open any dragonborn stuff. What type of bomb sniffing doggo? Deserted. Hello name, welcome. Oblivion, I use console command just to break out of the prison. I've written that there's a dragon bomber, it's not me. Ah. So yeah, basically, I just ran away. And speaking of like story-driven game, yeah. So basically, I just instead of playing the RPG like as treating the RPG as just an RPG, I'm trying to actually write this story with what I was given, and then try to act out the story. It's kind of fun that way. And I just this is actually the first time I do it this way. Because usually I just gonna act as myself, right? I just get into an RPG and I make a character that thinks like myself and that acts like myself. It's basically just a self-insert, but this time it's gonna be, the character is her own character. And here I am here is just to act as the character, which is actually the actual part of the RPG thing. Basically I'm role playing as the character. And speaking of story game, I actually just finished making the framework for a game that I can use to make like basically a 3D visual novel, to put it simply. So yeah, the framework is basically done. I can just actually go ahead and write the story. Just that I don't know what story to write. And one of the I do have some plans with the framework though, what kind of game I want to make with the framework. And one of the game is actually, I kinda want to remake, not also remaster, I guess it is called a remake, huh? I kinda want to remake Knights and Goblins into a more story-driven game. And I guess in a grittier fashion, kinda. Wahaha. And with open-ended, multiple ending kind of thing. Like, it's not good. The plan is for this one is not. It's not gonna be like a big open world with a lot of quests kind of thing like that. It's just that you have this one simple quest. You have to. There's a goblin pack have made a nest near this village, and I get XP. What the hell? And you're supposed to get rid of the goblins near this village, and that's it. You have to from there you have to find your own way to deal with the goblins. You can ask around the villager, you can try confronting the goblins immediately, you can try cooking up a plan. It's just gonna be like an open-ended quest kind of thing, You can basically I want player to actually think on how to defeat these goblins, and to actually and to be able to complete the quest in several ways. I think it'd be fun. going to record it? Record what? Okay, set, welcome. What are you doing with the dot doing? Walking simulator the story. Thought out is real. Kinda surprised to poking myself out for this kind of roleplay. Then how about the other JRPG? For the kind... What kind of roleplay you mean? Like, the roleplay where you just, write your own story kind of thing? I never actually tried doing that with Pokemon. Anyway, guys. It's already 1 hour, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go now. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Ethel Chamomile. Please have a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the link in the description. FANBOX Patreon months. You can get special months if you support me on Patreon. Thank you again for green Platinum in the world for supporting me on Patreon. SimJim WM for supporting me on FANBOX. Andy's me mas green bed Them goodbye man Ryan Hajima Olja Justin Day. It was last Nuhu McLovin Namsung Otaku Cook Elliot Cloud Blaze Tataking Aisel Maru Sim Sasim Barato Aichan Sam and everyone who support me and see the member. Thank you so much. And have a nice day, and I say take care. A smile. Record the gameplay and you say you would cut act out some of the dialogue. No, not acting the dialogue. Like acting, you know, choosing the right action that the character will take in that situation kind of thing. That's why I'm not recording me playing Fallout. I want to play it alone. Yeah, anyway, that's the map. See you.